China. Tigray.
The war on Tigray has resulted in one of the greatest humanitarian catastrophes of the 21st century.
China, you must stop! You must stop! Genocide in Tigray!
My name is Jerusalem Barnabas. I'm a resident of UK.
Yes.
And we are here today because we are voicing our concern and our disappointment with the Chinese government, who's been supporting Abiy Ahmed, who's been blocking the UN Security Council resolution against Tigray, because we feel Tigray has seen unprecedented violence and war and genocide and famine and sexual violence, displacement, hunger, destruction of all forms of infrastructure, schools, colleges, faith places, all historical heritage. Instead of standing with the people of Tigray, China chose...
I want to ask you a question. China is not known for humanitarian reasons. They are notorious of that.
Yeah.
What makes you think that they will listen to you?
Any government who is against humanitarian rights or human rights, you cannot accept their rejection of human rights. You have to keep on hammering that human rights is important, whether it is in China, whether it is in Ethiopia or anywhere else. But the funny thing is, China is standing as if it's standing with people of Africa and saying it is an internal matter. Tigray is an internal country of Ethiopia, and they are basically siding with a leader of Ethiopian, Abiy Ahmed, and with an aggressor from an outside foreign land of Eritrea or a neighboring country to inflict unprecedented war in Ethiopia, in people of Tigray. So we are here to voice our disappointment, our rejection of China taking sides with Abiy. And the other thing I want to say is also Tigray is a pillar of Ethiopia. Tigray is a pillar of the Horn of Africa. Without Tigray, Ethiopia will crumble, and it is obvious it will crumble, the Horn of Africa. But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter. It does not matter. We are here to voice our rights. We have a right to stand against the Chinese government, who's standing with Abiy Ahmed. Abiy Ahmed is doing wrong. So wherever we see wrong, we will stand for people of Tigray, because they have been victims of unnecessary war, and so much life have been destroyed. So we are here.
Russia! Stand with Tigray! Russia! Russia! Stand with Tigray! Russia! 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 Stand with Tigray! Stand with Tigray! Russia! 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 You must stop! You must stop! You must stop! You must stop! The genocide in Tigray! The genocide in Tigray! The genocide in Tigray! Russia! 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 Sovereignty! Does not mean hunger and famine! Hunger and famine! Russia! Sovereignty! Does not mean Take out who lives matter! Russia! Stand up for Tigray! Tigray to what?
Russia! Please stand with Tigray!
You are here at the Russian embassy demonstrating. Why?
We're protesting against the decision of Russia, the decision the Russians have made to veto against the UN Security Council's to intervene in the ongoing genocide in Tigray. So we're asking them to stand with Tigray and put a stop to Tigray genocide and obviously the humanitarian crisis. We need Russia to stand up for humanity, and Tigray needs actions, and we need it fast.
Do I know anything about Russia? Yes, their standpoint is currently against what we need right now, which is solidarity and action so that the Security Council can refer Abiy and Isaias to the ICC. If we don't get the unanimous vote, which includes Russia and China, then Tigray doesn't have a chance in enabling action to stop this genocide.
Okay, and the other lady, what do you think?
I agree. I think that Russia has decided to support Ethiopia, and they are supporting the notion that this is an internal affair when really it's affecting millions of people, and lives from different parts of Ethiopia are being affected because.
It's affecting millions of lives, not just in Tigray but across Ethiopia.
Russia is trying to prevent intervention in what's happening in Ethiopia because they're saying it's an internal matter, when in reality this is something that is a concern of every country in the world, and the world needs to step up and help. Actually, currently there are 400,000 civilians in famine, and they urgently need food assistance. So the United Nations needs to step in, and Russia is preventing that from happening. So that's why we're here. We're here to demand that they get involved and make sure that they stand with humanity and not with the interests of Ethiopia.
That's very good. But do you also know that Russia and China, their humanitarian records are not all that impressive? So how do you convince these two countries, which has got no human rights at all?
That's a great question. We do know that Abiy Ahmed, a few years ago, 2 years ago, at the beginning of when he was elected, went to Russia to look at the arms that Russia sells. So we know that Russia is benefiting from this war from taking place because Ethiopia is purchasing arms. So we don't expect the best response from them that they've such as the one that they've given us, but it's important for the world to put pressure on countries that are involved in maintaining security in the world, like China and Russia, and not get away with what they've done.
So I know this is getting a little bit longer, but you as young Ethiopians, can I call you Ethiopians?
No.
Tigrayan.
Oh.
Tigrayans.
Really?
Yes.
We don't identify with that anymore.
So you do not identify with Ethiopia?
No.
No, as you can see, there is no Ethiopian flag in this protest. It's a huge disrespect to us.
But Tigray is in Ethiopia.
It's currently in Ethiopia, but you can go. No, there you go.
No, go on. It's all right.
All right. Tigray is currently in Ethiopia, but there is, due to this genocide, ultimately it's part of the people. It's the people to decide whether they want to become Ethiopian or not. The people in Tigray currently living and going through a genocide right now. How can you expect somebody who's gone through that, their own countrymen, to still claim the country that is doing the exact atrocities to them? It's absolutely ridiculous.
And this is different as well, isn't it? This time it's different as well, because it's not just Ethiopia that's attacking the people of Tigray. It's a completely another foreign state that has come in to commit these atrocities in Tigray. This is beyond, I believe it's beyond repairable.
Exactly.
It's one thing,
We're talking about rape. We're talking about weaponized rape, weaponized hunger.
We know that.
Yeah.
That one we know. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a very simple question. Can you have friends from different regions of Ethiopia?
As an individual, you can do whatever you like. It's not in our place. It's not in anyone's place to dictate whether you should have, you as a Tigrayan should have an Ethiopian friend or an Eritrean friend. That's completely up to you. The point is, when it comes to your people, back home who are facing these atrocities, like it's ultimately up to you. Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's not something that we as a community should dictate, and I don't think that should ever happen. But that's also an internal matter at the same time. It's the point is there is a genocide. Like, the point is you have people that are denying this genocide, and they tend to be from these countries who are committing these atrocities.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
From now, we need independent. We don't need now any more Ethiopian now. If Ethiopians come to us to kill us, why do we go with them? We need support. We don't need anything. Just we need support. Just Russia support us. We go to the Chinese embassy. We talked about them. We come into Russia because they don't support us.
Do you consider yourself to be Ethiopian living in Tigray or a Tigrayan living in Ethiopia? Who are you?
I am Tigrayans. Tigrayans. I'm not living in Ethiopia anymore now. I love to live my land in Tigray. I'm not any more Ethiopians.
You are outside the Russian embassy. You are demonstrating. Why?
Because we are demonstrating there is a genocide going on in Tigray. So we are here to ask for Russians to support us to stop the genocide. So that's why we are here.
Right, but you are asking the Russians. Now, the Russians, they don't have a very good human rights record. So how does that play into your hands?
I believe they are part of the United Nations. So I believe, most of the UN members voted the veto to stop the genocide. I don't think the Russians are but I don't think they have anything against Tigrayans. They just want to, because the Russians are having their own problem. I believe that if they asking to stop the genocide and supporting Tigrayans, I believe that this question will come back to them because they are doing the same to Ukraine and other part of the neighboring countries. So maybe that's why they are not involving. But I believe, they should help to stop the genocide and also the starvation.
So, I have asked this question. Tigray is in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself to be Ethiopians, or you consider yourself to be a group of people who reside in Ethiopia?
No, we used to think we are the part of Ethiopia. We are the core part of Ethiopia. We were the Ethiopia. Ethiopia started in Tigray, but now the entire Ethiopia are pushing us out from Ethiopia. They want to suffocate us. They want us to wipe out from Ethiopia. So therefore, we want separated from Ethiopia because this is not the first time. This is not the first time it's happening. It's happening every 20 years, and this issue is keep coming back. So probably it's the best thing for East Africa and for us, for Ethiopia, to separate from Ethiopia. That's what I think.
Do you consider yourself Ethiopian or a Tigray? Do you have anything in common with Ethiopians?
No, I think now I feel more Tigrayan than Ethiopian because, I don't know, I don't think the way they're treating their own civilians isn't right, and they're not treating them like humans.
We are standing here at the Russian embassy. I also saw you at the Chinese embassy. Why are you here?
Okay. نحن هنا تيغراي قاعد في الحرب ورشا اند تشاينا قاعد يدعموا ابي احمد ديكتاتور ودحين قاعدين نسوي مظاهرة هنا للسلام ما نبغى اهالينا قاعدين يموتوا هناك قاعد يغتصبوا حريم قاعد يصير كثير اجرام هناك ونحن نبغى السلام وما يبغوا يدعموا رشا ما نبغى تدعم ابي احمد اند ساياس الاثنين قاعدين يسووا حرب في تيغراي وكل الأهالينا هناك في الصعب يعني لها 8 شهور أكثر ولنا هناك في الحرب وما في أي شيء هناك حصلنا ولا موية ولا أكل ولا كهرباء كل شيء مقطوع عندنا كل شيء قاعدين نسوي جنسايد ونحن ما نبغى يدعم روسيا لهذا الشيء يعني لازم يوقف مع تيغراي ونريد السلام يعني نريد السلام في تيغراي ولهذا الشيء جايين هنا على روسيا توقف مع تيغراي stand with Tigray Russia ما نبغاها تدعم أبي أحمد and إساياس شكرا.
Right, so let me ask you this simple question. Russia and China do not have good human rights record. How do you think that they will listen to the people of Tigray?
نحن نبغى الإنسانية يحسوا فينا الإجرام اللي تصير في التيغراي هي مو صحيحة وقاعدين ينظلموا الناس المساكين ما في ما لا نريد الحرب نحن لا نريد ندعم أبي أحمد ولا إساياس لا نريد هذا الشيء يدعموه لأنه قاعدين يغتصبوا يقتلوا يسووا أجرام حاجات كثيرة عشان كذا يبغوا نوقف روسيا يوقفوا على هذا الشيء على الإجرام هذا يوقفوها ولا يدعموا أبي أحمد هذا اللي.
You are here at the Russian embassy and I have seen you before. I saw you at the G7 and earlier on you were at the Chinese embassy. I want to know why are you demonstrating at the Russian embassy?
Well, the Russian embassy and the China embassy, they got a big vote in the United Nations Security Council. Without them, the United Nations Security Council can do nothing at all. But the only thing for Tigray, we are suffering as a Tigray nation. I am a British citizen born in Tigray. I was one of the victims in the war. I was in Maqala since the day the war beginning started November the 4th. I was rescued by United Nations. I am the witness of the war. I know the pain of my people. I hope Russia and China, they take the message and the voice of the voiceless. We are here as a community of Tigrayans. We're living in the United Kingdom. So we expect the Russians to take the credit of our voice and we expect them at least to give a credit to what we're screaming and shouting for the human right. Human right is first. Humanity is first than the politics, first than the economics or financial on the business. Humanity is first.
Right, so Russia and China do not have a very good human rights record. So why do you think Russia and China will listen to your demands?
Yeah, we expect them. Humanity is the first. And the Russian embassy, I hope, we expect them to listen what's going on. What's happening in Ethiopia is the way they've been informed. It is wrong information. These days, and what's going on in Ethiopia, what's happening in Tigray, and what's they done Eritrean army and Amharian militias in Tigray, the Russian embassy, it might find out there is a lot of humanitarian crisis. There is human crisis. Our children stay raped, our mothers they've been raped. All this influence is evidence of CNN, evidence of BBC. They might take this credit. We understand internal political is different. This is practically they can see and they can judge. That's why we expect them.
Okay. I'm asking this question to everybody. Do you consider yourself to be Ethiopian living in Tigray, or you a Tigrayan living in Ethiopia?
Well, this is very positive and very sensitive question. Yes, you're right. It is about Tigrayans' interest. It is about Tigray's interest. It's not my interest. I believe the Ethiopian government, he listen what they like, what they want. The Tigray, all that matter is a Tigrayan's voice. Tigrayans, they have their own president, they have country, they have local parliament, they have everything. The central government Ethiopia, I hope he listen it. The Ethiopians, it doesn't matter, but the Tigrayans' voice is a matter than my voice. They can decide Tagaru. This is the Tagaru human right and the Tagaru right to be Ethiopian or to be Tigray. To be honest with you, the world he can't judge. This time the Tigrayans, what they want is a voice of Tigray to listen by the Ethiopian, by the rest of the nation in the world. Thank you. Tigray always first. Tigray تعود. Tigray will prevail. I am proud of Tigray. I stand for my people. Please, humanitarian access for Tigray. That's all that matters. The rest is leave it for Tigray. When you play fire, you be burned. You are playing with the fire. You burn it yourself when you play with the fire. The fire is Tigrayans. Don't play with fire. Thank you.